After 1992, she toured various places in the world more than 1,000 times. Mrs. Moon's lectures were the providence of God and the miracle of heaven. Mrs. Moon's lecture at the Capitol Hill in America was special. The American government was so moved by Mrs. Moon's lecture that they declared July 8th as Parents' Day, and it is commemorated each year. Moreover, she gave hundreds of lectures in order to wake up the university students who were to become the leaders of the future. The title of her lecture, given in 40 universities in Korea and 100 universities in America, was The True Parents and the Age of Holy Testimony. The Korean lectures were difficult, especially because of a few leftist students who physically blocked her entrance and threatened to harm her. Later, she proclaimed the words of the Holy Testimony with Reverend Moon.
I ask you to devote your best efforts as true parents have toward creating God's ideal family, ideal nation, and the peace kingdom. Please become true princes and princesses who can attend and live together with God, the eternal peace king, as the true parents of humanity.
What kind of God's purpose of creation, the providence of salvation, and the secrets behind the human fall, which was the start of the sinful world? What kind of being is God, and where does the history lead? The words of the Holy Testimony reveal the secrets hidden in the Old and New Testament. Their powerful words created a great ripple of reaction. Their words contain the path, the truth, and the true life, and the love of God. Mrs. Moon still travels the world with her burning desire to continue saving people until every last suffering person on the earth is saved. Lectures that started with her soft smile were sodden with tears as she conveyed the heart of God. The heartbreaking pains of the providence are infused in every single word and pause. The truth that the true peace begins from family, that the family overflowing with absolute faith and love is the origin of peace and happiness. Those words give hope and inspiration that resonates within the soul, changes societies, and renews the world. When she was at a place where she could not be with her husband, they gave energy to each other over video telephones or over the internet, and the whole family united and cheered in joy after the rallies. They show us an example of being true parents of the original ideal path of harmony for humanity by giving support to each other in their arduous course toward the creation of a peaceful world. They also sing often. Music transcends national boundaries, and its melodies move and touch people's hearts.
밝아오는 아침 해를 바라보면서 저 희망의 찬새나로 전진합시다. 한 피줄을 이어받은 배달의 민족 영원히 빛나리. 너를 위해 노래 부른다. 정나온 덕과 같은 내 맘에 백화 같은 내 동무야. 내가 내게 적에 모든 슬픔이 사라진다.
Mrs. Moon's lectures led to a civilian summit conference. The former President George H.W. Bush and his wife, the President of Dominica, the President of Uruguay, the Vice President of Uganda, the Nicaraguan Minister of Defense, and the Mongolian head of the Congress, Mrs. Moon is now treated as a special guest wherever she goes. She spreads the message of a peaceful world through the true family as she has close conversations with current and former national leaders of our society. Everyone who meets Mrs. Moon is moved by her love and truthfulness. Many universities in the world have given honorary doctorates to Mrs. Moon. They recognize Mrs. Moon's selfless acts which have contributed to the peace of the world and the humanity. The turning of the millennium, 1999. In this year alone, Mrs. Moon spread the word for the realization of a peaceful world through the model of the true family in 80 cities, 35 nations. Then she erected the new order by resolving the complicated history of the past with a principle and love. She made the rebirth possible for all people, from the beginning of time to the eternity, from individuals to the cosmos. On June 14th, 1999, Reverend Moon gave his wife a citation that said, "You have completed the mission of a true child for the heaven, the mission of true wife for your husband, and the mission of a true parent for your children." Mrs. Moon was showered with the grace of heaven and earth. After the year 2000, Reverend and Mrs. Moon accelerated their march on the course to substantiate the establishment of Chon-il-guk, God's heavenly kingdom on earth. For this, they toured 120 nations in 2005 after founding the Universal Peace Federation. Then in next year toured 180 nations for the world tour for the restoration of the homeland with their children and grandchildren. Every day after the events, there was a Hunduk Fue in the morning.
우리는 행복한 시대에 살고 있는 행복한 사람이라 하는 것을 매일매일 이 말씀을 훈독하면서 생활해야 되는 거예요. 그리고 이 말씀은 여러분들이 생활하는 데 있어서 지침서예요. 교과서예요.
She gave encouragement to the leaders and members of the Unification Church.
이 말씀의 본체신 아버님이 왜 매일 이걸 읽겠어요? 이게 꿈이 아니에요. 꿈이 아니야. 우리 현실로 이루어야 할 우리의 책임이 있는 거예요. 몰라서 못했다는 말은 입에 담을 수도 없어요. 후에 여러분 후손에게 참 우리 조상은 훌륭했다, 책임을 다했다 하는 그런 입장에 서주기를 바라요.
Words that carry the utmost sincerity. The sincerity for the world of peace and the salvation of humanity. The path of will, which she endured with iron will in order to liberate God, who is shackled by the chains of pain and sorrow. The heart of anyone who is touched by her endless love that continues to flow is filled with hope.